Looking at the hunter and his son, Centaur set his mouth with determination, ignoring the bite of the cold.
"How do you and your family survive in this weather?" Centaur asked.
The old hunter shrugged.
"Cunning," he said. The son smiled. "We trade furs with the Akari, and in return they give us bows. We use the bows to hunt." "I must go to the Akari." Centaur stepped forward, his ice-blue eyes intent. "Who says they'll have you?" the old hunter asked, his wrinkled face curling into a scowl. "They don't take kindly to strangers." "They'll receive me," Centaur said. "I'm important to the Akari, and they're expecting me." Centaur held the cudgel buried inside his cloak. As close as he was now, the old hunter wouldn't be able to react. As father and son exchanged glances, Centaur took his hand out and swung. He didn't want them dead. He needed their help too badly for that. He went for the father first. The old man was wary. The cudgel hit the old man's temple with a crack like an axe on a tree. Centaur then turned to the son and punched the tip of his club into the younger man's throat. Both hunters crumpled to the ground, the old man bleeding from the head, instantly unconscious, while his son gasped and choked, holding his hands to his throat, the youth's face turning red. Centaur immediately turned to their tall bows, now fallen from the two hunters' hands. Picking them up, he broke first one and then the other over his knee. "Come with me," Centaur said to the young hunter, grunting as he crouched and hooked an arm around the youth's neck. Centaur rose to his feet, pulling the youth along behind him, dragging the young hunter over to the entrance of the log hut. Centaur still clutched the broken bows in his other hand. Lifting up a leg, he sent his black boot into the door, kicking it open with a crash. Without waiting for his eyes to adjust to the darkness within, Centaur tossed in the young hunter. The man wheezed on the floor, coughing. Centaur would find no trouble from that quarter. Centaur looked around, seeing the red embers of a fire and a grubby house. He wrinkled his nose. The hut reeked of smoke and animal sweat. An old woman sat on a chair, a threaded needle in her hand and a furred skin across her lap. Her face registered shock. Centaur walked over to the fire and threw the broken bows into the hearth. "Where are your other bows?" Centaur asked. The old woman didn't open her mouth, but her eyes moved, and Centaur saw a place on the wall where two more bows hung fixed to the wood. Centaur took the first down and held it poised over his knee. "Please," she begged, "we'll starve." Centaur broke the bow quickly, following it with the second. Both bows, now in splinters, were thrown into the growing fire. He went back outside and took the old hunter under his arms. The old man was heavy, and Centaur grunted as he pulled his unconscious body into the hut and threw him beside his son, now nearly recovered. "Tend to your husband," Centaur said to the woman. She ran over to the old man and brushed the hair away from the wound on his temple. Blood welled on her hands and tears ran down her face as she pulled his head into her lap. The hunter's son sat up and glared at Centaur. "We'll die without our bows." Centaur crouched close to the youth and tapped his cudgel into the palm of his hand. The young hunter looked on, fear in his eyes. "So you need new bows, I should think," Centaur said. "From the Akari." "We don't have furs to trade for them. The weather's closing in. You've killed us." "No, that's not correct. You have a problem. You don't have any bows. Nor will you have furs to trade for them. Not for many months. I also have a problem. I must travel to the Ice City, but I will need help finding it and help to survive in this cold. I think we should make a bargain." "He is an evil man," the old woman said from where she tended her husband, directing the words at her son. "I make opportunities, that's all," said Centaur. "Druin, please, do not help this man," the woman said to her son. "Mother, without bows we'll all die. We've only food for another week. I think I can make it back in 2. A bargain means nothing to one such as him. He'll kill you without a thought. If I don't go, we're doomed anyway." "All I need is for you to guide me to the Ice City," Centaur said. "It's in your interest."